You don't want to go over that hour because I'm expensive. Is this like a decor item? That's a good start.
Hey, baby.
What's up, girl?
We're gonna film a video, so can we have 20 minutes? Can you play with Bailey?
What a good Q&A spot.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're filming an updated Q&A with myself and Adam. It's been forever since
I don't even know what to do.
since we've filmed together. And we have a lot of questions. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions for Adam and I specifically. So we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna try and answer as many as we can. The first one was, what's helping to bring you closer in the season of marriage? I'll have you answer that.
Season of marriage? Like, what's it?
Yeah, well, I think because I shared on social media that I kind of like re-fell in love with you all over again.
Oh, she did. It was crazy.
I mean, your sex life plays a big role in that. So I feel like we've kind of like sparked that again.
Oh yeah.
Trying new things.
Oh yeah. There's a drawer.
In the
we got a drawer. And it's full of good stuff. You know what I mean? Sorry, Dad.
You want to elaborate any further? Or is it
I mean, do you want me to? Please, I will whip it all out if you want me to.
How is Adam enjoying school?
I just got back from school, taking calculus
Literally just
round.
got home from school.
I really enjoy it. It's just like really hard, obviously.
What are you going to school for? A lot of people don't know.
Aerospace engineering. But I'm like kind of like teeter-tottering. Like engineering is the goal, but like I do things that make me interested in different aspects of engineering. So like I like chemistry. There's like a subset of engineering that allows you to make metals, mix elements together, make metals. That I think that's kind of cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you're still early on in your schooling, so.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like a general engineering degree will get you to where I kind of want to be. Like.
What's your dream job? Tell them where you want to work.
I'd like to work at SpaceX or Boeing or New Horizon, just a bunch of up and coming launch providers for like rockets.
His role model is Elon Musk. He loves anything to do with Elon.
If he said it, I've probably heard it. I watch all of the videos. He's an inspiring person, not only because of what he's done, but he's also was diagnosed with Asperger's when he was a child. Or I don't know if he was diagnosed, but he mentions that he has it, which is a high functioning, kind of an old term for autism.
High functioning autism.
Yeah, I think he's just
There's
like
such a broad spectrum.
I just think he's like a good role model for young kids and adults.
I agree. He's really inspiring. Okay, next question. How did you and Adam meet, and did you know right away that he was the one? I know we've answered this in the past, but we'll touch briefly on this. I had just gone out of rehab, and I was, 21 years old? You were 19?
Yeah. And
I went to go stay with Hillary. She was living in 29 Palms at the time. Her husband was deployed, her previous husband. And she was living out there in 29 Palms, which is a really desolate area. It's either military or people that are on drugs, and it's not a really safe place. And she was there by herself. She was living off base at the time, and I had just gone out of rehab, and my parents didn't really feel comfortable with me coming back home and coming back to the environment that I was using in. So I stayed with Hillary for that time being, and we went out one night to a bar. I think it was the Virginian. I think that's what it's called.
Sounds right.
And I met Adam, and the rest is history, honestly. Yes. He serenaded me with the guitar and
wiped her up and called it a day.
I pretty much knew right away that he was the one. He was very different from any other guy that I've ever dated. He had morals, values, and respectable.
Yeah, morals. That's the standard.
Literally the complete opposite of the douchebags that I dated in high school and college. So Hillary called it too. She's like, I know you're gonna marry him, and the rest is history. Here we are, almost 10 years later. We're gonna celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary on April
14th.
April 12th.
Oh shit. 10.
April 12th, 2014.
You're right. I could get stuff confused. You know, I knew that totally.
April 12th.
Wow.
Yeah, it's coming up. Okay, will this house be your forever home?
Who knows?
I doubt it.
Huh? No, I don't. I really don't.
Forever home?
The housing market sucks.
I mean, it'll be our home for a while, I'm sure, but for our forever home, no, I don't see us living here forever.
I don't know. I don't even understand. Like, it's not even like that unusual for people to move around that much anymore. Like, for people to keep their houses for like 3-4 years and move.
I mean, it's every like
it's a
2
smart,
years.
and honestly, it's like a smart investment move in most cases. Like, we've made money on all our houses, and
Yeah.
like if that's an opportunity, why not take it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of play it.
I don't really
not day by day, but year by year.
I don't want to move because I like the area. So like, if we did, like, maybe stay in the area.
Yeah, I love the area that we're in. The schooling is obviously very, very important to us, and the area that we're in has great schools. But I could see us moving out of state. I don't know, maybe to Florida. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a SpaceX station in Florida, so it really depends on honestly his schooling.
Like, in the short term, I wish we could move to Austin, only because there's good schools there for this industry. But long term, like, somewhere next to the ocean at the bare minimum, because that's where they launch.
Yeah, it really depends on like where he gets a job too, because yeah. So I don't think we'll be here forever for sure, but for a while.
Yeah.
Any fun trips with just you and Adam that you're planning?
Oh,
Not with
Valentine's Day.
Oh, Valentine's
That's
Day.
not
Or just like a little
trip, though.
staycation.
Yeah.
Just like a night, I think, or two. But other than that, we have a few trips coming up with the kids. We're planning spring break right now. We're going to be taking Grayson to California for his 5th birthday, a one-on-one trip to Disneyland. We feel like it'll be a little bit more intimate with him. And what else do we have coming up? The first Notre Dame game of the season.
We got Lost Pines every year.
Lost Pines, we go for the 4th of July. And then obviously we go to South Bend once a year. And then the trip I was talking about, the first Notre Dame game of the season, is in Texas. They're playing Texas A&M, so it's not necessarily a trip, but my dad and my brother and Adam and I are gonna be going to that, but that's local. Okay, next question. Are you still friends with Aaron and Liza? Yes, still friends with both of them. Obviously, Aaron and I had a falling out. We didn't discuss the reasons why, and I've seen so many opinions and assumptions on why our friendship had a falling out, and honestly, none of them have even come close to the reason why. And I don't think it's really important for us to share that. That's between us, but she's since reached out to me, and we've met up in person one time, and we're slowly rekindling our friendship. But Liza and I have never had a falling out. We still talk on social media here and there. Next question, was Adam ever unhappy with his career choices?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Welding?
I guess, no, I think
welding,
everything
amazing.
I've done kind of helped build me up to where I am now. Like, so like I say, like, in the military, I wish I maybe would have chosen a different job, because I only chose that job because that's what my dad did. So I wish I would have maybe thought that process a little more.
Explain what you did.
I was a motor vehicle, like a truck driver basically. And I could have chosen something that was more helpful in my future endeavors, whatever, based on like what I enjoyed doing. But that, being in the military, helped build me up to then getting security through the welding program, which taught me things about engineering that I never knew, which then turned into me being able to go to school for engineering, doing something I didn't think I even knew I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So like every job that I did kind of built me up towards the
Like a stepping stone.
next one, whether or not I knew it or not.
But Adam is the type of person that, like, when he gets involved with something, he's like full-fledged into it and like researches from top to bottom and like knows the ins and outs and gets really into whatever he's doing, even if he never knew before that he would be into that. Like, obviously he never knew that he would be into screen printing, but then he like ended up loving it and researched it top to bottom. And yeah, so
I feel like it just might be my ADHD brain too. It's just like
he's very similar to Aaron. If Aaron goes on spirals too.
Which I have to be like super aware of, because like I need to be thinking at all times, like, am I really into engineering, or that's just my brain thinking that I'm into it? So it's like always this constant battle in my head about whether or not what I'm doing is actually what I want to do. So it's always just something that I'm...
But he has a love for space too, and he's always had a love for
that's
space,
never
so
like
it kind of goes hand in hand.
And like building things and like the way my brain works, it just works for me. just gotta get to the school. So.
You're doing great though. He's getting straight A's, by the way.
Boom,
So
baby.
proud wife over here. You're doing a great job. Do you regret selling your custom home?
Nope. Made a lot of money off it.
No regrets, honestly.
Say we didn't, like, I don't know, say the profit motive wasn't there, I probably would have been less willing to sell it. But since not only was it a pain in the ass because it was so big and like the yard was so big and it was just like so much upkeep, but also the promise was like I could make money off of it. To me, I was just like, let's just get rid of this thing and kind of
Downsize
simplify our lives
yeah.
a little bit, because like our lives were just so crazy that it was just too much. So it was an easy decision for me anyway.
And then it kind of rolls into the next question. Favorite thing about the new house and what you miss about the old house? So obviously, I don't know if it is obvious, but my favorite thing about the new house is the pool. I think the kids' favorite thing about the new house is the pool. What's your favorite thing about
Favorite thing is, yeah, the backyard of all things, which is kind of ironic because it's so small, that it's like zero upkeep.
Zero upkeep.
I haven't seen a single bug in this house one time. I haven't seen a single bug. Not a single bug, and I don't understand it. Like I literally could try to look for bugs, like go digging in the backyard, and I cannot find a single. I don't know where they're at. But in the old house, it was crazy.
But our last house, we had such a big yard, and while that was great, it was not
functional. It wasn't built out.
It wasn't built out. It was just grass.
Like it was like
and
overwhelming.
So this yard, while it's smaller, it's completely built out, and we can utilize every space
like
now.
The fact of like building out their old house yard was just like so taxing. Like just to even think about like what to do and like where to start.
And obviously extremely expensive.
Yeah, it was just too much for me personally.
$300,000 to do our backyard.
Yeah, and I just wasn't about
probably
that.
more than that.
But also having 2 stories sucks, so I would say that's like a big.
Yeah, I do miss. That's probably what I was gonna say. I miss about the old house is the 1-story floor plan for sure.
Yeah.
We do have a movie room in this home, and we didn't have one in our last home, which we kind of like gain. There's pros and cons to both, but we're really happy here. It's a little bit smaller of a home, but every space is like utilized.
Yeah, everything fits. Like we moved from there to here and it all fits. So clearly we didn't need all that space.
What's the word? I don't know.
We are saturated. Saturated, but not oversaturated.
Every space is utilized to its full potential, I feel like.
With her organization skills.
But yeah. I don't know. Anyway, baby number 5. Everyone always asks this question if we're done having babies. We are done having babies. Adam got snipped. We do have some of his sperm frozen.
Which, funny story, I got a new card, so like it's like declining and it keeps coming up on my phone as decline, and I'm like, I just keep declining, baby.
Babe, you never do that.
I just realized it like yesterday. And I'm just like, I wonder how long it takes. I wonder how long it takes for they just like dump it down the sink or something.
It's not even expensive. It's like what, like $100 a year?
Yeah, something like that. But they pay monthly, so I'm just like, maybe I'll just, forget about it.
Yeah. We have talked about it recently.
There's no interest at all on my side.
But we have actually talked about it recently, and you were kind of interested.
I was probably like, just like horny or something, maybe. To be honest.
Honestly, there is no interest for both of us right now. The reason why we have them saved and frozen is just in case. I feel like we're still so young, and I don't know. I don't want to like officially close that chapter. Sorry, our battery died, but I don't want to officially like close.
What's that?
You
got some crazy photos on there, girl.
Okay.
Anyway.
I just didn't want to officially close the chapter, but it's pretty much.
Pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Close that sucker up.
But
throw away the
there's
key.
a slight crack in the door. Anyways, okay, how do you keep the bedroom spicy after kids? I feel like we kind of already touched on this. Trying new things, going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, but
I have like definitely found more interest in the bedroom that I never knew that I was into.
But it's also like even like after 9 years, being able to trust your partner, I guess.
Trust is
like,
a huge thing, and I feel like I fully let my complete guard down in the bedroom like last month.
Yeah.
Which was like a crazy experience.
But it's crazy to think that it took, not that it's a bad thing, but it took 9 years for that to happen.
Well, I had a lot of trauma from past relationships.
Yeah. But it's like crazy from a person watching this to think that that might also be you. So maybe this could inspire someone else.
And honestly, I didn't even realize I was holding back so much until I fully let it out.
You just have to kind of force yourself into uncomfortable situations. That would be fun.
I wasn't really forcing myself. I was obviously very into it. Okay, we don't need to go into details. Would you ever consider going back to no nanny? I mean, obviously when Tatum goes to preschool, which will be soon, we won't need a nanny. But right now,
pretty happy with how life is, I guess.
I feel like a lot of people forget that we had 3 kids at one point with no nanny. So we know how to do life with no nanny. We just, we're not too prideful to admit that we need help. And we don't have family around us. We have 0 family. My family's in California, Adam's is in South Dakota. So far, far away, not a drive. So we don't have any help out here. And if we lived in California next to my family, obviously we wouldn't have a nanny, but we don't have
we just have them. We'd be like, okay, come on over.
We have 4 kids, one with special needs, and we're not afraid to.
Owning a business, operating a business, and going to school, just all these things.
He goes to school full time. I mean, he didn't get home from school last night until 10:30.
Yeah, you don't late class.
So he was at school all day yesterday. I mean, of course I could do it, but why would I if I could have help? So don't ever feel ashamed to reach out and ask for help. It took a lot of trial and error for us to find someone that we trusted with our family. But yeah, once Tatum goes to school soon, then we won't have a nanny anymore.
Facts.
First impressions of each other. I thought you were the hottest thing ever.
Oh, whatever. I've heard that before.
Your jawline, your nose.
My hairy ears.
Adam, fun fact.
Fun fact.
The hairiest ears. And he always has to trim them.
Every second. I have to trim them. They're a little fuzzy right now and I trimmed them yesterday. Oh, first impression. That was a long time ago. I mean, you were pretty good at kissing. She was a really good kisser.
So are you saying that we kissed right away?
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, we sure did.
Did you ever have imposter syndrome as an influencer? If so, when did you feel fully confident? Oh my gosh, I struggled with this.
Do you?
Yes.
What?
Imposter syndrome, you know what that is? Is not feeling like you're
good enough. You're okay. You're pretend. I guess maybe I don't really understand it fully.
It's basically let's look it up. Imposter syndrome is the condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally, despite being high performing in external objective ways. So obviously I have a lot of success on social media, on YouTube, but internally I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I don't deserve the success that I have. And I've dealt with that ever since I started YouTube.
Which is kind of baffling because some people they have jobs where they get promoted. It might be based on luck or however, but all of her success was based on hard work. And yes, maybe a little bit of luck when it comes to the algorithm and stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, she put in the work and deserves.
But I'll give you guys an example. Sorry to cut you off. That was rude. I get asked frequently, and I don't anymore because I always turn it down. But by my management, I'll get asked to go on podcasts. I'll get asked to go on a talk show. I'll get asked to speak at events, all these things. And I always turn them down because internally I'm like, why do they want to talk to me? I'm not anyone important. And obviously they're wanting to talk to me for a reason, but internally it's this constant internal battle of I don't feel like I'm good enough or worthy enough for me to even be on that podcast or on that talk show, or it's a constant battle. And now my management knows to just not even bring up those opportunities to me anymore because I always shoot them down. And I hate that I do that because it hinders me in the long run, obviously.
It's massive hindrance. I mean, I wish I could just suck my soul and put it in her soul and just do it for her because it's such a massive, everybody watches podcasts right now. It's freaking huge. That is such a massive growth opportunity. I just don't get it, but it's okay. I still love you.
Thanks, babe. Why do you have a nanny when Adam's in school part-time and you do half YouTube? I feel like we just touched on this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to school full time.
He's going to school full
like
time.
16-hour credit hours this semester when they only allow you to do 18. So like I'm almost maxed out. I don't know. Just we kind of answered that already.
Why did you truly close Typically Blush?
Dun-dun-dun. So much.
So Adam wanted to go back to school, and then the profit just the economy was, it still is. It's that business is not as lucrative as it was when we first started.
It's just not
so saturated.
It's not stable either.
It's not stable. And we would have had to hire someone to take over Adam's position since he was going back to school full time, and it just didn't make sense. I personally started losing the
drive?
Not the drive, the passion for it. And it just like all those things kind of combined, we just decided to close it down.
I mean, it's very similar to Brooklyn's story. I mean, because Brooklyn had a similar story where she was doing essentially the same thing, and it just, the weekly stuff, obligations just like drag on and drag on, and you have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
She also had an online clothing business.
And I think that was basically the reason she closed hers down, is like it's just so taxing.
So taxing, yeah. My passion is here on YouTube with you guys. So that's why I'm still here. I love doing YouTube. I don't see myself ever stopping YouTube anytime soon, as long as you guys continue to watch my videos. But let's see. Great, next question. What social media platform do you earn the most money from? I earn the most money right now from sponsorships, but I get sponsorships on Instagram and on YouTube. So
it's like relative to like her upload schedule, if you haven't noticed, has been a little wonky on YouTube. So like her Instagram is kind of making more now, probably because of that. But
it depends on like where I'm getting the most sponsorship.
It depends, honestly.
But to answer your question, well, the question was which platform?
I would say Instagram right now.
Yeah.
But like directly, Instagram doesn't pay us. So like if you're talking about like advertising, like Google, you know, like YouTube pays us. That's the only money that comes in is from the AdSense money from the ads. But.
Yeah, I work with brands, and right now I think maybe Instagram right now. But my upload schedule is getting more consistent. I just posted on YouTube. I'll post it on my community tab too, but I'm gonna be posting twice a week on YouTube for the entire month of February, and I have all my videos planned out. And my virtual assistant made a really cute graphic, so I'll post that to my community tab so you guys can see and know what to expect coming from my channel in the month of February. What are your guys' go-to cocktail drinks at a restaurant?
Such good questions.
I love a good espresso martini, but it has to be like milky.
It's always the starter
drink.
drink.
Can't be bitter, yes.
The starter drink is the espresso.
He loves them too.
And then like once one person orders them, everybody gets one. They're like, oh, that sounds good, I'll get that too. It happens every time.
But what's yours?
I like that and mules. I'm a big mule guy.
No, what's your favorite drink?
Do I have another favorite drink that I forgot about?
Yeah.
Bloody. Oh yeah. Well, that's not like a cocktail.
Yes, it is.
Like at a restaurant. Like okay, Bloody Marys in the morning for brunch.
No, you sometimes order them at night.
But not normally. But normally it's like a espresso. Bloody's like it's gonna be like a special occasion if it's in the afternoon. Very specific.
He's very picky with his Bloody Mary. Or yeah, Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
What other?
But then after that, like I slap a martini every once in a while, a little extra dirty.
Yeah, extra dirty martinis are good. I love lemon drops.
I love girly drinks, honestly.
Yeah, he does. He does not. He's not a whiskey guy.
I'm not drinking it. Jack Coke's okay, but
he's tried a bunch. Actually, you like that honey whiskey.
Yeah,
but it's hard. A lot of places don't carry it.
And like vodka Red Bulls. I mean, just the normal stuff, sure, but.
How to trust someone to watch your kids who's not family to have a date night. So every time we have date nights, our kids are already in bed. So our baby, it's never our nanny that, it rarely is our nanny that watches our kids when we have date nights. It's always a babysitter, and we have like 3 or 4 that we kind of rotate in depending on who's available.
Some of which have worked for me, like for Typically Blush. So like
they've been around for a while.
Yeah. Like you've had time to like vet them.
But they're basically here just watching the house. So the kids are all in bed, asleep. Sometimes Bailey and Cher are awake still, but they're in their bed. So that gives us so much more peace of mind leaving.
It's like cameras, right? Like
yeah, we have our baby
cameras.
monitors and stuff. So we never really leave the house before the kids are in bed. Putting Tatum and Grayson down for bed is not the easiest. And so I would not feel comfortable having someone other than our nanny doing that. So we always make sure that they're always asleep before we leave for date night. But I think that's gonna be it for the questions today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.